Right, I want to share with you what I believe is the best one-arm pull-up progression, and I might be slightly biased because I created it. I come up with it I think it's about 2 years ago now, and it's gone under a name change. I reserve the right to change it because I come up with it in the first place, and it was just a bit of a mouthful. The cross grip pull-up. I get most of my abbreviations from what I deem the bodyweight Bible, Overcoming Gravity by Stephen Lowe. He uses the acronyms OAC for one arm chin, OAP for one arm pull, OAPU is one arm push up. Right, so I didn't know whether to use CGP or CGPU, probably CGP, but it's still a bit of a mouthful. Plus, X pull up just sounds cooler. So how did I get to that? Well, the mixed grip chin up is one of, if not the best one arm chin up progression. You could say some are better, like some of the more advanced ones, but the point is, I've tried explaining this before and it's probably better in this way rather than text. You know those trains that go all the way across the country and they don't stop at every little fucking local station? So you just get to where you're going quicker, like the express trains. One goes from London all the way north beyond the wall to Scotland. And that's like the mixed grip chin up. You can get on in pull up town and get off in one arm chinville. You may have to make a little bit of a change at the end to get to your little hometown, you know, last little change, and that is like the last little couple of supplementary exercises you'd have to do to get the one arm chin, like a little bit of technique and finishing off. So I tried that for the one arm pull up because I had such success with the mixed grip chin, just going straight up the middle, then nipping over to the other side, then coming all the way up the longest side. And yeah, just doesn't work for the one arm pull up. The forearm's in the way anyway, just like it is for pull ups, and that non-working side, the assisting arm, pulls you off where you're trying to go. It's like being pulled in two different directions. It can be done, but it's fucking awkward. So I got to thinking, right, how could we make this easier? Started making the grip narrower, which is better, but the optimal way is to cross the grips. That's where I came up with the name the first time. This is heavily inspired by the Commando pull-ups. You've got to be good at Commandos first, because that torque that is needed to not pull you offline, you're going to need it for the X pull-up, even more so, because you are taking a Commando grip, neutral grip, parallel with the bar, and now you're twisting round to face the front. So it's just the same, but your body is going to be aligned differently. And you can modify it just like the mixed grip chin. You can start with a fucking death grip. So you're using 50% on working side, 50% on the assisting side. Start loosening that grip, so it's like 70-30. And then go through the rock climbing method. Just start losing fingers all the way down to not actually the pinky, if you want to geek out about it. It's the one next to it. That's the weakest, because it doesn't do fuck all unless it's with the whole squad. You can train this to be quite hard, because everyone uses that for fingertip training. That one's like the middle child, it doesn't get a fucking look in. So yeah, you can get all the way down there. I'll leave the fucking rabbit holes to another video. A loose grip could be actually less assistance than that, especially if you do fingertip training. It can be deceiving. You might say, what about the arch pull-up? Got no problems with it. It's cool. It looks fucking cool. I doubled back to get the archer pull-up. I got my one-arm pull-ups before I really started playing proper with the archer. I wouldn't dissuade anyone from using it. Just like any mountain, there's like several routes you can get to the top, and the archer's one of them. Like the archer squat, right? Quite a rare name for it, but the Cossack squat is one route to the pistol, that wide stance. So is the close squat, the narrow stance, and that's like the difference between the X pull up and the archers. So yeah, you could double back and get the archers. You don't want to have any holes in your game. That's what I did. But I say that this is the most realistic, because without having to faff around with bands and everything, it closely replicates the one-arm pull-up. A good one-arm pull, you should be pulling that non-working shoulder to the bar, and that's what this enforces. So it doesn't take anything away. You can completely self-regulate the assistance from fucking 50-50 all the way down to 97-3. Yeah. Let me know. I might be biased because I fucking come up with it. But yeah, I'm sticking. You'll see me using it this cycle. I've been doing one-arm chins for a few months now, so I'm gonna switch fire to one-arm pull-ups, and I'm using it to up the reps. Keep the reps low, strength reps 3 to 6. Big rests if you can, 3 to 5. I'd say at least 2 minutes rest. I'd even rest between arms, because you don't want cardio to be a factor, at least 30 seconds to a minute. Or if you're short on time, go straight for it, but make sure you start with the weaker side. And is there anything else? Yeah, I explained the setup. Stand in front of the bar, right? Get into that commando grip and then twist round so you're front facing the bar. And you'd be good to go. Get fucking X pulling.